Ladies and gentlemen, now in today's video, we're going to be checking out the buffed up version of Spider-Man Classic. And, we've had some phenomenal buffs over the last month and a bit to play around with. The Gore buff went live yesterday. Excellent. The Hulk buff is looking really, really promising as well. But the Spider-Man Classic buff, I would say, falls a little bit short and is overall just a bit disappointing so far. I've watched a lot of streamers, content creators, Cam, Karate Mike, a few others play around with this character as well, and it kind of seems like nobody's really vibing with the buff too much. And the way that I would kind of describe and compare this champion to an existing character, just because I've played this champion a lot recently on my free-to-play, is he's like a much worse version of Anti-Venom with a lot less utility. He takes a little bit to ramp up, and once you get there, it feels pretty good. However, again, there's nothing like really special he does in terms of the utility or damage he brings to the table that I think really makes him like anywhere near the top of a tier list. And especially when you got so many like amazing champions in the game at the moment, I feel like he's still going to really struggle for rank up materials in this state. So I'll walk you through a matchup here and try to explain what I believe is kind of the best rotation and way to play him so far. So we essentially want to do 3 special ones to get this man ramped up. So it's probably about like 45-50 hits there initially. So every time we use a special one, it applies like 2 webbing passives to the opponent and starts like unlocking buffs and then stacking up those buffs. So the 3 buffs, there is like a 10% combat power rate suppression. There's also a minus 35% evade and unstoppable reduction. And the final one increases our damage output by extending the duration of the taunts and also the stun on the special too. And currently it's bugged as well. It shouldn't extend parry duration, but it does at the moment. So we get 3 of each of the debuffs up, 6 of the webbing passives, and that also extends the stun duration, and I believe this is intended on the special too. And then we stun the opponent with the special too, we reduce their physical resistance, and then we can actually start dealing, some pretty spicy damage. But you can see to get there, about 75 hits. And again, this is the big damage window. And again, during that, it feels alright, man. There's some alright numbers flying off. And again, we want to race there as quickly as possible. And with 3 of those, what is it? The buff that kind of looks like... Sorry, the debuff that kind of looks like handcuffs. Again, that's increasing our taunt duration and just allowing us to stack up more and more physical resistance reduction. But this is, again, 6-star rank 3 champion. We also do have Nick Fury synergy as well for a little bit more attack and just the safety net evade. Like to play that while showcasing. But I kind of feel like, again, the 6-star rank 3 on the content creator beta is hitting about as hard as like my 6-star rank 1 unawakened anti-venom on the free-to-play account, and still is kind of missing about like 75 to 80% of anti-venom's utility. So for the current state of the game, I was reading the thread on Reddit last night, was like, oh yeah, I'm really happy that my 2014 champion has finally become a 2015 champion. Yeah, that is definitely somewhat accurate. I would maybe say it's more along the lines of a 2016 and 2017 champion, but again, it doesn't really do much justice. But as you can see, because we don't have the debuffs here, we don't have a way to immediately counter the unstoppable. So again, for those unstoppable or evade matches, you fully shut off everything when ramped up, and we actually got a lucky hit there. We hit the 35% chance that it wouldn't pop. But again, for certain scenarios like that, and maybe there is a chance that, this also works consistently in Abyss of Legends, and Metal Sonic Dude is posting solos, but you can see 2 stacks there. We still did trigger the Unstoppable off Juggernaut. So yeah, that's probably, I would say, like my favorite piece of utility, along with the Taunt. Actually, I do really, really enjoy like massive stacks of Taunt, and just like having opponents play very aggressively. And I really like the design of Taunt just for Spider-Man as well. I think it's a really cool mechanic to have. Okay, right, let's check off the special 2, and then we're going to go ham. Again, we got 23 stacks of taunt here. We do have class advantage in this matchup, so this should be one of our best, if not the best matchup now for Spider-Man. All right, let's check this off. We got 20 stacks here. Look at that, 17k medium. And then let's dodge that. Go in for another combo. Special 2 again. We got the stun. And we are just grinding down the opponent. Like, when you get those taunts up, and also, I guess, on the... What is it? We still got my whale account mastery, so Assassin's Range was doing a little bit of work toward the end of that fight as well. You know, he starts to feel pretty good. It really is just, I think, the slowness of the ramp up and kind of the fact that there's no, like, immediate utility there. Aside from, you actually do get taunt pretty early on. But it's just like a lot of science champions, again, they go into the fight and they can very quickly do the thing that you may need them to do. Like Human Torch just start shredding. Anti-Venom can just lock down healing so incredibly quickly. It's like She-Hulk, you get the slow up if you need to counter evade and unstoppable. Like Cap, you're just chucking off friggin' heavy attacks. But he does seem, again, if there's like a big evade unstoppable fight, not too bad. But there's also like one thing that is like a big con of this character, particularly for his damage rotation. And that's like, you can only get the big damage on classic Spider-Man while the opponent is stunned. And then that becomes a, a big problem on many significant fights. Because, like, even, like, Hulk's stun after the buff is very cheesy, but he's not reliant on that stun window for all of his damage. But Spider-Man, you need to be hitting into a stunned opponent that has a lot of taunts in order to get that damage. And again, on the fights where you really need it, again, that's not going to be overly reliable. Again, there are a lot of fights. I would still say, like, 90% of the game. Again, you don't have stun reduction, but you do still have a lot of scenarios where stuff like that is in play. So, you know, just something to potentially consider and keep in mind there. But yeah, he just needs, like, a bit more damage, kind of faster utility, maybe, like, a couple more things as well. I wish that you could, like, web the opponent by using, like, medium attacks, maybe against the wall. Something like that might just help him, like, ramp up a little bit faster. Just get into his utility a little bit faster. Because, yeah, he just takes a little bit to get going, man. A little bit to get going. And again, this is a 6-star rank 3. Should be feeling, like, pretty good in Realm of Legends. As we saw yesterday, somebody that's, like, really, you know, really got the sauce, like Gore, is just going to destroy Realm of Legends health pools in about, like, 50 to 60 hits. Many of them yesterday, actually, not only destroying those health balls, but also with really significant overkill. But Spider-Man, again, kind of at that, like, 130 to 150 region, just kind of, like, chugging along. So, yeah, he just could use, like, a second look at. And I really hope he gets that. It's still, you know, the Hulk buff hasn't gone live this month. It goes live next month. The Spider-Man buff probably isn't scheduled to go live for, like, 2 and a bit months now. So I think there's still time to make some changes to this character before it does go live. So, yeah, just something to keep in mind there. Again, this isn't the final version. Everything is, like, subject to change. And my God, I hope this man gets a few changes going on. Again, it is about 75 hits to ramp up. But hey, if there is a node that, you know, requires inflicting a lot of debuffs, this man, as you can see with the taunts, it inflicts them like crazy. So, it's definitely some interesting, like, science node combo there. Well, this Realm Legends, man, it's actually making me a little bit better at fighting Storm. I was so bad on the first, what was it, a couple of days on the free-to-play account. Just getting clapped by all these specials that I didn't necessarily recognize. Still not fully evading that one, though. Oh, you know what? Sometimes you just gotta shut up in this life. And And I think as well, because of the webbing, because we didn't have like the opponent in the corner, the webbing got unpaused there. And then the debuffs from the special one actually start to fall off. So yeah, your ramp actually starts unramping as well, which is, you know, such a brilliant addition to this character. That was obviously very sarcastic, so... Yeah, that's another thing as well. If you just like web opponents via the medium attacks, I think that would just kind of smooth out this character a lot more. Hey, there we go. 70. It's not bad. Again, the special twos, when you've got a lot of taunts, they do feel pretty good to fire off. And I would imagine something like a science power booster as well definitely, you know, unlocks this man a fair bit. But I must say, I did play around a little bit just ages ago with Spider-Man Classic. And before he was completely unplayable, this version is just about playable. And again, is going to have his niche kind of uses and matchups and science nodes where he's just applying like, you know, 10 taunts and 20 combo hits. And that is, yeah, just doing something for him with a particular synergy. Again, this parry stun duration should not be extended. That is a bug with the champion at the moment. But there we go. We got vision in the corner now. And again, kind of the good thing with Spider-Man is it's much easier to keep opponents in the corner just because you've got like friggin' Mega Taunt. Oh, no, didn't want to attack me there for a sec. Okay, let's go back in. Special 2. Pretty nice crit off that one. And yeah, it's just all about like those stun cycles in order to get the damage. Because once those fade, you start to lose a fair bit. Oh, that's pretty good. I think we're just having like really good like crit RNG on the special 2 here, and also taunt RNG as well. Look at that. Like almost 30 stacks there. And then we're losing them all quick, man. We're losing them all quick. I think it's just like cycling those special 2s back to back. Yeah, just one more is gonna probably do the job here. We're in Assassin's range, get some big old beefy additional damage here. And there we go. Vision is down 140 hits against that lad. So yeah, that was okay. Overall, again, okay, mid is kind of the summary of this champion buff. So yeah, just for a little bit of fun as well to end off today's video, we're gonna take this man against just a couple of like random fights in Act 6, have a little bit of a play around here. Granted, these fights do have like a lot less health than they used to now, because I think this Vulture used to have like 250,000, now has like 142k. And even on the new free-to-play, I noticed how much easier it was to get through a lot of the Act 6 content now. But again, I think one of the things that's just going to make him maybe feel a bit not so great in a lot of this content is just the ramp-up time. You know, he just takes a minute to really get into the damage. We go for like another special one. And then we could go for a third special one, but I kind of think like we now have enough debuffs that a special 2 at this point I think should feel pretty good. So we'll try like a couple of different ways of playing. And if you use the special 3, it's essentially like gives you 5 stacks of webbing on the opponent. So it's kind of equivalent to like what was it, 2.5 special 1s. Yeah, the special 3, it just doesn't really seem like that worthwhile overall. I think that's probably like the best rotation we could have done to like kill the opponent the fastest there. And it's only 142k and it's still like 72 hits. Again, he still needs that like really long ramp up of anywhere between about, you know, 50 to 75 hits before you really get into the damage. So that's kind of the comparison with like Anti-Venom there. But Anti-Venom, dude, hits so friggin' hard, and then you've got like all of the utility on top as well. So I really do feel like that's a little bit of a comparison, especially, you know, within the science class on top of that as well. We'll go for a couple more fights, I think, before ending off today's video. But I did want to see this Spider-Man go ridiculously hard. And let's dodge this. And maybe just try go for a special 2. We actually don't have anything if we go for that extends the stun duration. So yeah, it's actually really bad. Whereas if we just go for this, then we get 50% more stun duration. See, I think you need at least like 2 special 1s before you can even like think about throwing the special 2 ready. Or else you're just really going to get like no value out of it. It's like by the time he's ramped up, the the fight is pretty much finished there. So yeah, he feels a bit weird. I guess if you had like a lower tier 1, like 5-star rank 4, just pull them like fresh 6-star. Maybe you'd have some more reach for some of these fights to make him relevant there. I think he would do like okay. Again, he's not going to be like top of the roster, but if you can play well, get the fight done. However, this is not necessarily a matchup where we want to utilize Taunt, especially toward the end of it when he goes fully unblockable, because we've got to try and bait out the special 2s. So yeah, Taunt in some matches is amazing, and in some matches it's like you want to just hold block and like pray that they SB2 because like the Taunt's really annoying. So yeah, it's a bit of a was a double-edged sword there. I think we can line this up well. We'll see. Oh no, and because I didn't play aggressive enough and keep him in the corner, I just lost the debuffs from the first special 1. Oh dude, that sucks. So I hate that you can like deramp this Spider-Man, and then I just got freaking clapped there as well. So yeah, as you can see, there's no cheat death, there's no Hercules mechanic on the Spider-Man. Papa's not coming to save you here. Dude, we just got one shot by that. That was mad. That was mad. I feel like I've kind of got a grudge against this Joe Fixer now. I want to go back in and finish off the job. But this would have never happened, man. This would have never happened if we had played the buffed up version of Hulk. The buffed up version of Hulk, I think in comparison is just, you used to get one champion. I think there is like no debate. Like the buffed up version of Hulk, assuming that he is the same as he has been on the content creator beta, is, in my opinion, just infinitely better. Okay, there we go. Look at that, guys. We actually dodged the special 2 this time. Amazing. MLG plays. And a little bit of damage there to fix off. But, yeah. The more I kind of played around with this buff, also, going somewhere outside of Realm of Legends and then seeing a scenario like that where, Joe is pushing us back, or we want to get back because of the unblockable special 1, and then seeing that the webbing was falling off as well, and that my Spider-Man, who already has like a lackluster ramp up, was like unramping. It feels bad, man. Like, yeah, I not the biggest fan of that, especially for kind of the the output level of this champion. So yeah, overall, it's just a bit mid. Definitely on the hopium and copium today. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts on the buffed up version of Spider-Man. What would you change about this character just to kind of bring him up to a really nice level? Is there any additional utility that you would add into his kit on top of it? And how would you kind of mix up some of the mechanics and fundamental design that they've already gone for on this champion? So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you did enjoy me kind of messing about with this champion today, please do smash that like button. That'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you all very much for watching. Take care, and I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day.